The nation's #1 team held court last week against a tough Broadneck squad. What was the verdict? Could the Lakers of Lake Clifton stay above water in their fight against #2 Southern? And the Saints came marching into Seton Keough yesterday. Who would win the battle of these titans? The answers are next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
The Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
He's going down the right sideline. He's on right side.
Today's show is brought to you by the Baltimore area Toyota dealers, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Geico, and Papa John's.
Hi, and welcome to the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with the Sun. At Broadneck High School, the fans are pretty excited about a team that's ranked 13th by the Baltimore Sun. But the Bruins had a tremendous challenge last week when they hosted Dematha of Hyattsville, the #1 boys basketball team in the nation. Could the Bruins pull up the upset of the year? Let's take a look.
The 13th ranked Bruins of Broadneck were looking to make their mark when they played host to the #1 team in the nation, Dematha. The Stags had just completed a road trip through the Midwest and were looking to keep their consecutive win streak of 18, dating back to last year, alive. Broadneck shows their stuff early with this 5-foot jumper from Keith Williams. But All-American guard Keith Bogans shows why he was one of the top college recruits in the nation, a drive to the hole and the foul. Bogans, who is headed to Kentucky next season, starts to heat up the action. He'll sky towards the bucket for 2 of his game-high 27 points. But Broadneck kept pace with the Stags most of the night. Here, Williams gives the sweet no-look dish to Ed Hayes, who lays it up and in. The Bruins were down by 3 at the end of the first quarter. But good ball movement and tough drives to the hoop, this one by Billy Edelin, begin to open up the Dematha lead. Defense has always been a key component for Coach Morgan Wooten's Stags, and tonight would be no different. But good backdoor movement by the Bruins showed they would not be intimidated this night, and the Bruins fans rallied in support. But the second half would show the Bruins who's boss as Bogans takes control of the rock and the game, despite flashes of brilliance by the Broadneck offense. In the end, though, North Carolina-bound Joe Forte would flash his own dazzling moves through the lane to make it another successful outing for Wooten. In his 43rd year of coaching, the winningest high school coach of all time, with an astounding record, 1,161 and 171. Congratulations to the #1 Stags of Dematha for putting together another fine performance. And hats off to the Bruins, who, despite the score, hung tough the whole way.
Now let's take a look at other results on the Geico Direct scoreboard.
#2 Saints from St. Mary's came into Gatorland yesterday to take on #3 Seton Keough, the defending Catholic League tournament champions. Both teams started the day undefeated, and from the onset, each was determined to stay that way. Maria Smear led the Saints with 14 points on the day, and junior standout Denise King finished with a game-high 20 points for the 6-0 Gators. Precision outside shooting from the Saints would make the difference in this one, as Toby McIntyre nails this bucket, and Smear, a 5'10 senior, helped the Saints build a 9-point lead near the end of the half. Denise King would pull the Gators to within 7 before intermission, but she knew her team had their work cut out for them in the second half. And work is what they did, as play turned physical on the inside, and the Gators managed to crawl back into this one and eventually take the lead thanks to 3-point accuracy from both Megan Allen and junior forward Laura Stromberg. But St. Mary's drive was too much as Terry Daniels hits the game winner and draws the foul as the Saints march to victory by 3.
Everyone got in on the action Thursday night as #14 St. Francis was looking to spoil #9 John Carroll's holiday spirit. Kia Cody led the Panthers with 15 on the night with drives like this to the bucket and a bonus from the stripe. John Carroll, looking for their first Catholic League win, used good outlet passing to apply pressure all night as Kim Parasino puts it up and her fans put it down. 6-foot junior Charity Lee moves her way through the crowd for 2 of her 9 as the score rocked back and forth. Shanika Wallace shows why she sank 20 on the night with precision outside shooting from beyond the 3-point mark. And John Carroll's Jenny Bisquick Bisco stole the show on defense with moves like this, which netted 2 for the Patriots. Chanel Watson had a baker's dozen as she lays this one softly off the glass, but it was answered by Darby Burke, who equaled Wallace's 20 points, which kept the Patriots close. The score would eventually tie at 41, 43, and 45 after Tamina Wilkins makes this good, strong move to the bucket, and Patriot coach Kathleen Shannon says the lane's open for us, too. So Bisco makes a nice feed under the basket to Kristen Jasper, who finished with a game-high 28 points. Shanika Wallace tried to close the gap one last time as she sinks another 3-pointer. But John Carroll would prove to be too strong after a 14-3 run in the second half and hold on for the W 78-70.
When we come back, we'll visit Northeast Baltimore, where 2 top 10 teams met in a key division matchup. Southern Lake Clifton is Dick's Sporting Goods' big game of the week, and it's next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. Welcome back. Southern boys basketball coach Meredith Smith had reason to look forward to this season. His team had played well in scrimmages, was ranked number 2 by the Baltimore Sun, and number 9 on the East Coast by USA Today. But in the second game of the season, Southern faced Lake Clifton, ranked number 7 by the Sun. Southern Lake Clifton is Dick's Sporting Goods' big game of the week. Before we go out to David Goldman at the game, let's look at this week's Classroom Stars. First, from Lake Clifton, we salute Seton Keough, a junior forward who sports a 3.6 GPA. And from Southern, we tip our hat to Darshawn Lucky, a sophomore guard who carries a 3.5 GPA. Now let's go courtside at Dick's Sporting Goods' big game of the week.
7th-ranked Lake Clifton was looking to reach new heights against the Bulldogs from Southern, the area's number 2 team, ranked number 9 on the East Coast, according to USA Today. James Harris will get the Dogs moving with this J for the tray, but the Lakers' Seton Keough answers right back with a 3 of his own. He would score 8 of the Lakers' first 12 points in period number 1. Lake Clifton's Javis Wiggins gets rolling on the inside with this power move to the bucket for 2 of his 15 on the night. A nice touch by Javis. And now it's Isaiah Johnson showing his muscle on the inside. He'll grab this board and put it back up for the deuce. Clifton coach Herman Harrod likes what he sees. The nice dish from Carroll to Andre Mazzone, keeping the Lakers in this thing. Check this one out. Melvin Scott with the alley-oop to the high-flying Johnson. He will slam it on home. But no time to slow down. Carroll takes the fast break outlet right to the hoop. He finished the contest with a game-high 25 points and 12 rebounds. But the momentum this night seemed to be swinging the way of Javis Wiggins. He'll grab this one off the glass and put it back up and get the foul. The Lakers move ahead by 1 at the half. The second half had Carroll and the Lakers picking up where they left off. Here, Carroll shows the nice crossover dribble and nice touch off the glass. But Bulldog Melvin Scott, who finished with 22 points, is not so fast. He'll ring this 15-footer up to tie the score with 28 seconds to go. This missed shot and an unsuccessful attempt to call timeout would send this one into overtime. Isaiah puts his team out in front to start with this turnaround jumper, which hits nothing but net. But turnaround is fair play. Carroll says, I've got one of those in my pocket. He'll drain the rock to go up by 1, only to be answered by this clutch shot from Darshawn Lucky. It puts the Dogs up by 1 with 8 seconds remaining. But Christmas comes early for the Lakers. Seton Keough takes the inbounds pass, does the sweep behind the back dribble and finds Kenneth Purnell. He can't hit it, but who's there to deliver the presents? Javis Wiggins follows the miss for the game winner at the buzzer for a spectacular 1-point overtime victory. This early season matchup between 2 of Baltimore's best was the first game of the year for Lake Clifton, while Southern was playing just its second game of the campaign. And while we're only in late December, it's a contest which had a late March feel to it.
And Javis gives me that look. I'm going to get something from Javis. And I told him, I said, when the ball goes up, just crash the boards. And he did what I asked him to do, and he finished up with the basket.
The play really was designed for T.R., but he passed it off, and the guy took the shot. I knew it was going to come off. I just went to the ball.
Thanks, David. You can call Howard coach Art St. Martin a miracle worker. At Brooklyn Park, he turned around a dismal girls basketball team and made it a 6-time state champion. At Catonsville Community College, the women's program went from 1 victory to 6 straight winning seasons. St. Martin is now trying to turn around a Howard boys team that hasn't had a winning season in 10 years. Let's meet St. Martin, the Toyota Coach of the Week.
Howard basketball has not had a winning season in 11 years, so I'm really hoping that the boys will have a winning season, although you never know how it's going to happen, whether you're going to have wins or losses. But I can't ask any more than what the boys have given me. They give me 100%, and they're a super group of athletes.
And Art St. Martin has been doing a super job after taking over the Howard High basketball program following the untimely death of former head coach Craig O'Connell. To date, his players have responded well. And after 3 decades of coaching, St. Martin doesn't have to look far to see the impact he has made in the sport.
I've been coaching for 30 years at various different levels, and I've just working with the young boys and girls that I've worked with over the years, and some of them are high school and assistant coaches in college. And when I see some of my former players who have chosen this as a profession, and you know, when they come back to see me, it gives me a lot of self-gratification, and hopefully some of these boys do the same thing.
Congratulations, Art St. Martin. Now let's meet some of this area's best student athletes. Each week, Toyota and the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show will recognize outstanding male and female athletes of the week. Today's winners are Kristina Brust of the Glenelg basketball team. The senior center has been posting double-doubles on a regular basis for the 12th-ranked Gladiators. And Derrick Snowden, a junior guard on Spalding's basketball team. In a recent tournament in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Snowden was named to the all-tournament team. We salute Kristina and Derrick, the Toyota Athletes of the Week.
I'm very hard on myself. I'm probably the most demanding person there is for what I can do. I'll push myself to the limit, and then if I don't think that's good enough, I'll try even harder.
And 6'2" Glenelg center Kristina Brust has been hard on opponents early this season as well. She totaled 49 points, 28 rebounds, 7 steals, and 6 assists in wins over Hammond and South Carroll this week. It's no wonder she's set such high goals.
My goals are to get my 1,000 points, to break the Glenelg rebounding record, and hopefully lead the county in the rebounding record, and for our team to win states.
And if Kristina's work ethic has anything to do with it, her team may just make it.
Chris is your basic gym rat. She spends a lot of time in the gym, always wants to talk basketball, and always looking to try to play basketball as much as she can.
Basketball is the only sport I ever actually enjoyed playing year-round. There's nothing else can compare to basketball. It's like the sport for me to play.
And for her play last week, we congratulate Kristina Brust, our Toyota Female Athlete of the Week.
Basically, I do whatever it takes for my team to win and keep them happy at the same time.
And Spalding junior Derrick Snowden made his team very happy last week, combining for 45 points, 26 assists, and 20 rebounds, leading the Cavaliers to 3 straight victories. He credits much of his success to the 5-star camp he attended when he was picked as the best college prospect from among 430 players across the nation.
I didn't think I was as good as, everybody was saying I was until I went to camp, and I seeing how I was placed above a lot of other players and where other players were placed around me, and it gave me a lot of confidence.
He's our team leader, obviously a very talented basketball player, but a very unselfish young man on and off the court, and I think that's one of his greatest attributes.
And our congratulations go out to Derrick Snowden, our Toyota Male Athlete of the Week.
Now let's look at this week's highlights. They include the Best Buy Play of the Week and the Best Buy Best Cheer.
Our highlight reel begins this week with a game of hot potato before Southern's Melvin Scott found the handle to sink this 15-footer. Over at Broadneck, Dematha guard Dan Burness gets a handle on things. He'll fire a strike across the middle to All-American Keith Bogans, who puts the cookie in the cookie jar. And speaking of sweet, Jenny Bisquick Bisco gets the rock with under 5 on the clock. She'll bank home this 3 at the buzzer to keep the momentum going on a 14-3 run for the Patriots. Once again, we go back to the Dematha fraternity. Fly, slamma jamma. Bogan soars above the rim and brings it on home. And here's one more look at the buzzer beater for Lake Clifton's stunning victory over number 2 Southern. Our top vote getter is the Best Buy Outstanding Play of the Week.
Today's Best Buy Best Cheer comes courtesy of the Lady Dolphins of Lake Clifton. Take it away, ladies.
When we come back, we'll meet Terrell Dantzler, point guard on Southwestern's basketball team. Terrell is the Papa John's featured student athlete, and we'll deliver his story next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. Welcome back. 2 years ago, Southwestern guard Terrell Dantzler was on an emotional high. His team finished 1997 with a 27-0 record and won the Class 4A state title. This season, Dantzler has experienced more of an emotional roller coaster, coming to grips with a family tragedy. Let's meet Terrell Dantzler, the Papa John's featured student athlete. During his school hours at Southwestern High School, Terrell Dantzler is a 3.4 student and spends much of his time preparing for his future career.
Yes, I want to work at hospitality management. That's basically what my academy is about. That's basically what I did over this summer. I'm a people person. I like working with people. Like I worked down in Sheraton in the harbor. They had people working at the airport, at the Marriott, different hotels, different travel agencies, and it's a wonderful academy.
After school is when Terrell takes to the basketball court as the on-the-court leader for Southwestern. He's the latest in what may be Baltimore's first family of basketball.
My brother Anthony Dantzler, he graduated from Southern High School. He just was an incredible basketball player. My brother Donald Dantzler, he graduated from Dunbar. He never got that playing time, but he won his championship. My brother Terrell Dantzler, who went down St. Francis Academy, he played varsity all his 4 years. And me, I won my championship when I was a sophomore. I'm the youngest to win the championship. And we all sit down there and talk, and we all talk and brag and stuff. And I just brag about how I'm the youngest to win my championship, because no one expected us to win the championship.
There's a certain pride among the Dantzlers and a strong family bond, but that family bond took a major blow this past Father's Day. What began as a day of celebration here at the Dantzler household turned into tragedy. You see, while Terrell and his father were home alone, Charles Dantzler suffered a major heart attack.
I was just saying to myself, Lord, please don't let my father go, because I always pray that if the Lord take my mother, my father away from, at least wait till I graduate from high school, because this is the time I need him most. So then I was like, Lord, please don't take him away. But deep down inside, I told my friend, I said, I know my father going to die.
Charles Dantzler died that Father's Day, leaving Terrell and his family shaken. Another scare came just over a week ago when Terrell's mother suffered a slight heart attack. Fortunately, Catherine Dantzler is at home recovering, and that's something Terrell has to be thankful for. And the time Terrell shares with her is the thanks he'll be expressing to his family this holiday season.
I want to let all my family know that I love them no matter what goes on, no matter how I act, and let my mother know that I will always be there for her and that I love her with all my heart. And I cherish every moment I share with her.
That's it for this week. Thanks for watching the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. We won't be on the air next week, but you can catch us in 2 weeks as we feature a full array of holiday tournaments. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with the Sun. From the entire staff at the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show, we wish everyone a happy and safe holiday.
Our Prep Athlete Awards are courtesy of Larry Beck, the Trophy King.